Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
First down at 10 at their own 10-yard line. Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randall L. scrambles, started off the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. Rory going to the single coverage, end zone. Touchdown! He hits Cooper again.
Hey, what's up? It's everybody. Everybody's here. How about that? For the first time in forever. Oh, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. There you go. Yeah. That means we got a full house. I mean, Seth's here. I'm here. Brandon's here. No more solo pods. No more resting up. No more whatever.
Spring football.
Bullshit we did. Yeah, spring football in February, as it feels slightly springy outside here. Just the wind is insane. Other than that. So what we're going to do today is we'll run through a quick combine thing just because CJ West is there. Kind of see what he's doing today. He had his workouts today being Thursday. Brandon's probably got a little bit more insight on that than I do. I know that he ran his 40. I know that he did his other workouts, but I didn't really check much other than that. And then we'll run through what we think individually, or maybe, at the end, we'll get a collaborative view of what we think the depth chart on offense is going to look like. We'll just do it too deep. Obviously, we're not going to go into where we think the freshmen are going to be, or redshirt freshmen, stuff like that may sit out, but we'll go through that. But before we do that, let's check in. Let's make sure everybody still has, a brain and just feeling all right. How you doing, Brandon? You good?
I'm doing great. Feeling re-energized, ready to go. Positive on IU sports again. I was with the void that was Indiana football there for a little bit, and we're back. We're back.
Right. We are back. Seth, how you doing, man? You doing all right? You hanging in there? Have you guys won a game in February?
We're not.
It's been a while.
Not
been
back.
a while. It's been a while. Yeah, you're not back. And they still have you guys listed as a 4 seed and just, the worthless bracketology stuff now. But I was looking at
everyone's a bracketologist. Everyone.
Yeah. The other 4 seeds are like Kentucky, Texas, A&M, like teams that I'm like, yeah, Purdue has no shot against those teams. But you guys played TAMU, didn't you? Did you beat them?
No, they whooped us.
Oh, well, then there you go. I don't know. I mean, I think that the code's been cracked, and it'll be interesting to see how the next IU basketball coach, Matt Painter, does to fix that the rest of the year. So
we will talk offline.
if we have to. All right, let's get into it. CJ West, you guys paid probably more attention to the combine than I do. As we've talked about on here before, and hopefully Brandon remembers and doesn't get upset again, I do not care for the combine.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't do anything for me.
Football and shorts. It's football and shorts.
It's football in general, so I should be excited. But for some reason, it seems odd to me. But it's fine. Tell us what he did today. CJ West was the IU player on display today, and from what I've seen, he put on quite the show and has since the end of the season.
It's never.
Has anybody
Intense.
No, it was, yeah.
So what I was looking up was his draft score, and he has 5.96, which is a will he get drafted, won't he get drafted, kind of that late day 3. But I don't think that can't be updated because he absolutely tore up the Shrine Bowl, which if those that don't know the Shrine Bowl, it's basically the JV version of the Senior Bowl. So he didn't get invited to the Senior Bowl because his measurables stink. He's got kind of T-Rex arms. Is he 6 foot? Is he not 6 foot? His measurables aren't great, just as like a profile. and he didn't have monster stats as compared to some guys, but he whipped people during Shrine practice and showed out in the game, and he's carried that right over to the combine. His stats, I saw two different draft guys say that he could work his way up into day 2. Again, he was looking at round 7 undrafted free agent. You're actually better off being an undrafted free agent than you are getting drafted in the 7th round, because you get a pick where you go. And that's where he was going. And now, I mean,
nice 5th round, right? 5th round floor, probably
5th round floor. And I've seen, again, just 2 draft guys say that he could flirt as a day 2 pick, probably back end day 2. For those that don't know, day 1 is 1st round draft pick, obviously. Day 2 is 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Day 3 is 5th, 6th, 7th. Is how that works. So yeah, I mean, day 2 would be wonderful. It would be great for him, obviously, and then also just good for the program. It's good to put guys in the pros. He was off all charts. But he's not the only Hoosier that got an invite to the combine. Do you know who the other player was, Michael? He won't be good.
Curtis Rourke was the other one. Yeah.
Do anything. But Curtis Rourke did get an invite. He will interview with teams. He'll do the Wonderlic test. I'm not sure if he'll do any physicals. If I was him, I'd wait to do physicals until the pro day, because obviously the physicals will be real bad right now. But he's also a guy who I think winds up as an undrafted free agent simply because of his injury. And I think that'll be great for him, because I think he does have the ability to make at least a practice squad. I would lay a ton of money that he will be a practice squad guy come fall.
I've seen a lot of updated mock drafts with him going ahead of a lot of like big time quarterbacks, like ahead of Riley Leonard, for example, or
Riley Leonard is not an NFL quarterback. He doesn't have an NFL arm, he doesn't have NFL size, he doesn't have NFL.
Who's that sound like? It sounds like what people were saying about Bo Nix too, but and look at him.
I talked a lot of trash about Bo Nix. Those takes did not age well.
No. Who didn't talk shit about Bo Nix?
I'm still holding out hope he sucks.
No, he's so good. He's so good. He's so good.
Is it Sean Payton? I'm telling myself it's Sean
Payton. I hate Sean Payton.
He's
a good
coach.
Yeah,
he's a good coach.
Yeah.
But I do think he Rourke does have the size. He does have the arm. I think it's been kind of widely known that it's his footwork. But if anything, that's something that can be taught. You can't teach size. You can't teach arm. You can teach footwork. And that's probably his biggest knock is footwork. So, again, he's not going to do anything like throwing or testing or anything, because he literally can't. But I didn't want to leave him out of this conversation either. So I am going to the combine. I go every single year, every single Saturday. And that's quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers. So I won't see CJ West. But I'm excited. I love the combine. I love the draft. I love all drafts, whether it's fantasy draft or the real draft.
Yeah. I will clarify that I do love the draft. I will have the draft on the entire, or some TV in some point in every room is what it'll be while the draft is going on. I remember watching the draft while my last son was born in the hospital. So that was cool. That was how important it was. Seth, anything you need to input here? Any other people that matter that worked out today, or
no?
Do you want to move on to the depth chart?
Not as far as we're caring. I had CJ
Travis
West.
Travis Hunter isn't working out, and I'm so freaking bummed. He doesn't need to.
No.
He can only hurt his stock, but I wanted to see what his high jump was. I wanted to see him run some of the toe tap routes. They do some really cool stuff at the combine. I'm sure it's borderline simping at this point for the combine. I would have loved to see his test measurables, because he a freak. I don't think he should have won the Heisman, but just as like a specimen, he is a elite specimen, and I really wanted to see that.
Yeah, he's it's hard to deny, no matter how annoying his coach and the coverage around his team is.
Pumped to
He's a
see like
pretty
Ashton
darn good player.
Genty and Hampton from the running backs are awesome. So I'm excited to see. The wide receiver class is super weak,
Mhm.
but I'm excited to see the tight ends. Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, that Bowling Green tight end that you love.
Oh God, I
Greg.
love him. Yeah,
So I'm gonna see
Harold.
this.
Harold something.
Yeah, he's on Friday. I'm excited to see. There's some skill guys. I'll report back next week when we do defense on what I saw at the combine. But there are exciting players. Not as many in like last year's, but
Tyler Warren may be putting on a show for a future stadium that he might be playing in next year. So we will see. All right, that's enough Penn State tight end talk. Moving on. So what we're going to do, we've done this every year. We've done this pod is we just shoot shots in the dark and hope that the depth chart turns out the way it should be come spring practice and you guys don't double check it. So
can I give an early Brando's Randos? Because I think it
please.
makes sense now.
Yeah.
Than it does after. We were way wrong with the running backs last year.
Yeah.
No one could have saw it. We were off with Donovan McCulley. Right. We didn't know Zach Horton. Just before we do this exercise, which position group do you think we're going to get the most wrong? Is it running backs again?
No. I think that if we get anything wrong, slot receiver, I think just picking who is the 1A, who's 1A, who's 1B.
Are we dumb for putting EJ Williams on it again?
No, we're not.
Okay. Anyway, I'll get into the questions as we go positions.
And
I think we don't know
think
anything about the running backs again.
Yeah. I think there's one spot on the offensive line as well that is, I don't know. I was just getting ready to say, I honestly, I do think that this might have been one of the easier depth charts that I've put together. I mean, there are some obvious comeback players that are stick in positions and then some transfers that slot right in. Now, there's some of them that I didn't label them 1A, 1B necessarily, but I'll discuss them as they go through. So we'll start at the top, or should we go backwards? We'll go backwards. We'll start with the boring part, and then we'll work our way up to the exciting stuff. So I included kick returner and punt returner in here. I don't think it really matters. Kick returner should be obvious. Yeah, kick returner should be obvious.
And punt return.
And punt returner is either going to be Tyler Morris, the transfer from Michigan, or
he did it at Michigan.
Yes, or Mekhi Jackson from Appalachian State. And then kickoff return, there's one guy came back for a reason to catch kickoffs and catch fair catches, I guess, probably. But Solomon Van Horst, he'll be back there again, I'm assuming, or Tyler Morris again. So let's go to the offensive line. We'll start right tackle to left tackle. Seth, this is your bread and butter here. Do you want to take this section?
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So I think this is where you really are going to see the impact of the transfers from the portal. I think at the right tackle, the Ohio State product, the local product from Indianapolis area, Zen. How do we pronounce? Are we going to go Mikowski?
Mikowski.
Mikowski.
Yes, that's the way I was going. Michalski. But yeah, it's got to be Mikowski. Yeah.
Anyways, he's a plug and play right tackle. He's going to come in right away. He's going to hold down and anchor that side of the line. That's the expectation, at least. We'll have to wait to see how everything plays out. But you have to anticipate he's coming here for a reason. He's going to be the guy. He had a lot of experience at Ohio State, got pushed around because of injury. There were some other guys who excelled later in the season, didn't really have a spot for him. So this is a really nice landing spot. It's a nice fit and need meshing together. You have to think that this is going to be, the first attempt at the solution for the right tackle.
Yeah, I agree. So I think the hardest part I had was picking the second person in the two deep of the offensive line, because you've got one guy that you guys have seen already listed 3 times where he could be plugged and played in any of those 3 positions. So if you guys want, we can just talk who we think is going to be the starter, or we can talk depth as well, because I put Evan Lawrence in here, the redshirt freshman. I've got a question. I'll just get to it now. I think depth is kind of a concern at this point.
Oh, you got to add 2 bodies.
Our offensive line.
You have to add 2 bodies.
Yeah. And I think that's going
there's
to
no
happen
question.
post spring, which I think you'll see a lot of that happening. But that's our best option really at this point. Unless Austin Barrett, who I've got listed as the second one on left tackle, unless he's somebody that plays right tackle more than left tackle or can plug and play there as well. Both of them unproven. Both of them haven't seen very much, if any, snaps on offense on the offensive line. I'm sure they saw some early on in the season with the second string team, but yeah, dude, I think that's a good, easy spot. I think all the starters should be pretty easy, maybe outside of this next position.
Can I throw another one out there that
Yeah, go ahead.
just maybe because I think he did play a little bit and his name's Jack Greer.
Okay.
He's a walk-on. He's a redshirt junior. He actually got snaps. So he might be a depth piece. So we'll see. He's 6'3", 311, so he's much more of the right tackle than he is left tackle. But I do think this is if they don't get at least one body, I don't know how they go into the season with that. But I would like two because they really only have 4 guys. Which if you're playing NCAA football, that's fine. But if you're playing like actual football, you need more than 4 bodies.
And I think the only reason they don't do that is if they love what they have in the young kids, because there are a bunch of redshirt freshmen and true freshmen that are sitting there ready to play. But I mean, that's a risk, and you got to really love them. So, Seth, let's do it this way.
Okay,
sorry, go ahead.
Never mind. We're going right tackle over. I'm an idiot.
Yep.
Keep going.
So at right guard, again, we assume here to be a plug and play, a guy with a lot of familiarity with the IU program from the Tom Allen regime, went out to Colorado, got some experience. I don't know how great it was with Deion Sanders. It was, he was in, he was out, and then they kind of just forgot about him for a while. He's going to come back. He makes a lot more sense at a guard position than a tackle. We've talked about it extensively in the past. And his name is Khalil Benson. You've got to expect him to, again, if he's coming back here, it's got to be with the expectation that he's going to start. Now, you better believe that those young redshirt freshmen, the Bray Lynches of the world, are going to be pushing for that right guard spot, because that's the one that's going to be the most available as we're heading through spring ball into fall. So if we're going to circle the one that's up for the most debate, right guard is where it's at.
Yeah. And that's why I said I don't necessarily know that he is a plug and play starter. Now, I didn't think he was bad when he was here. Maybe he was played out of position. When he was in Colorado, Brandon, do you know this? Or maybe Seth knows. Did he play guard at Colorado?
He played all over.
Yes.
They tried him at every single position, which I hate. I hate when you move linemen, just because lineman is so repetition. It's so correct me if I'm wrong, but like it's so hard to play both sides of the line. Well, just because it's the way you're stepping, the way you're moving your body, you almost have to do 180, and it seems easy, but it's really, really hard.
It's synchronized ballet. I mean, it's all these moving pieces have to come into line perfectly to pull it off, and to have that many variables at play. It's trouble.
Yeah.
And it's all about knowing the guy next to you, right? And we saw what the difference, whether or not it's a step down in talent with what happened with Drew Evans and his injury with plugging in, was it Lynch that came in right behind him, right? And then, the difference that caused the rest of the season. I think Lynch is a good player, but I think if you've gone almost the entire season with your starting 5 and then you lose, one piece, then it can throw everything off. And that's the same thing with moving people around. So, and I said Bray Lynch, so let's just get into it right now. I think he's a backup, like a two piece. That makes sense. A two in the next 3 positions. This position, center and left guard. He's a really good player. He's an incredible depth piece to have somebody like that can play all 3 positions and has played all 3 positions. But Seth, tell us who's coming in at center. We think's coming in at center.
Yeah, this should be another pencil. Sorry, don't get out the pencil. Get out the pen. You should be able to write this in Sharpie.
Bullshit. You write this in blood.
I mean, this is Pat Coogan all the way. This is the Notre Dame transfer. This is the guy who was, heart and soul of their offensive line. Again, another guy who they had 9 offensive linemen they were playing at the end of the season. They had a bunch of them coming back. He's getting squeezed out as an elevated, long tenured player. So IU makes a great amount of sense for, again, a perfect fit of great culture coming to a program that has immediate opportunity, and you expect him, we've said plug and play now 3 times for 3 players. You expect this guy to be a plug and play, and you really hope that, as we've talked about Bray Lynch potentially being a backup, that he's not even in the equation for center, because this one should be locked in.
Yeah.
So I just want to comment, if you're not subscribed to 247 and Peegs, Matt Weaver, I'm not going to steal his content because he also put out a depth chart. Only piece that I guess I am going to steal his content is he has Drew Evans as a starter if he's healthy. He does have.
That's what we were going to talk. I was going to say that when we went to the next position.
Okay. We just talked a lot about Bray Lynch.
Oh yeah.
That he does. He has Bray Lynch as a starter. But he does note that Drew Evans is the talent to be the starting interior offensive lineman if he's healthy. So,
well, that's
a nasty injury. It was a nasty injury.
That's a perfect transition, and that's kind of what I was going to bring up. I did not know Matt had a depth chart out, so I wish I would have been able to reference that. I forgot to look. But yeah, Drew Evans is an incredible player. I mean, we saw it last season, the way that him and Carter Smith worked together. I mean, that side of the line was perfect. It was perfect. And then he gets hurt with a bad injury. Was it an Achilles or was it a lot of different
in
things,
November?
Right? Yeah.
November.
So you're usually talking a year.
That's a year.
So we'll see. Now, granted, Bray Lynch, I don't think was terrible. But when you come in that late in the season and try to, fill in a spot where somebody was almost elite, I would say, it's kind of tough to do. So I've got Drew Evans, Bray Lynch. It could be the other way around. I wonder what happens to Evans when he does get healthy. Does he just immediately come in? Well, I guess that all depends on how Bray's playing. Now, here's another way to look at it. And I was interested to see what you guys thought about this, because Coogan played a lot of guard too. Is Lynch, who's played center, is he an option at center and Coogan an option at left guard? I mean,
I think center outside of left tackle, center is the second most.
Center's huge. Yeah, and we saw that with K-Dick. Yeah.
So I
agree.
I think you put your most talented offensive lineman between him and Carter Smith, flip a coin. But yeah, I put him at center. I think the center has so much responsibility in a Shanahan and Cignetti offense that you let him be a second floor general, field general for the offense.
I agree. All right, so we don't need to talk left guard. We already did that. Left tackle should be pretty easy.
Second easiest spot in the entire depth chart. Yeah. Second easiest.
It's probably third easiest one.
What, wide receiver 1 and QB 1?
Wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. But and QB 1. But yeah, Carter Smith at left tackle. We don't need to talk any more about Carter Smith. We've talked a ton about him.
If everything goes right, we're talking about him and combine talk next.
Yeah, we're talking possible All-Americans. We've talked about that since he was a freshman. So this will be some time for some debate. And then I've got Austin Barrett backing him up. But again, we don't know. I think that could change post-spring for sure. This will be an interesting topic because I think Brandon and I might fight over this one. Although I feel like last time we talked about the tight end position, maybe he was coming more towards my direction. And so there's 2 guys here.
Always coming towards your direction.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the football. There's 2 guys that are transfers in. I was hoping to see a lot of Sam West, but I think these 2 guys are going to come in and immediately make an impact. Whether one starts over the other, or one's kind of slotted to be more of the pass catcher, and one's more of a blocker, we'll see. I've got Holden Stays, the transfer from Tennessee and Notre Dame, as tight end 1 with the
Gotta
Wisconsin transfer.
see it, Bragg.
end
I have
too.
to see it.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't have anyone like him. We didn't have anyone in the stratosphere as him.
Yeah.
But Horton logged, I think, an insane percentage of snaps. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he logged 60 to 70% of snaps, if not more. So I'm going to say Riley Nowakowski. I love that name. Such a tight end name. He's
Wisconsin name.
He is Zach Horton. That's gonna be his role. He's done it at a high level. He's gonna be Bob Bostad's dream. And we saw how important Horton was to the run game, how important Horton was in the red zone. So I don't disagree with you that Holden is the most talented tight end on the roster. He might be the most talented tight end we've had. Yeah,
He's an absolute
Ian.
monster.
Oh my gosh, he's still in the NFL.
Ian Thomas.
Ian Thomas.
or
I think Holden Stays is more talented.
Oh, yeah,
Hendershot was
yeah,
just a grinder.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Ian Thomas is who I was looking for. We haven't had anyone as talented at tight end of Holden Stays since Ian Thomas, he's still in the NFL, which is wild.
He's getting bumped down the depth chart, unfortunately, in Carolina. But yeah, he's still there. And if people don't know, and Brandon maybe, or one of you two maybe knows more of this, because I don't have it right in front of me, and it's probably just bad podcasting on my end. But I believe Holden's more of your 6'5", 6'4", big
He's
muscle.
6'4", 250.
Yeah, absolute monster tight end, like an awesome kind of. I don't want to say it like this, but almost like a Gronk build tight end, right? And then you've got somebody like Riley Nowakowski, who's I think small, right? 6'1",
6'1", 240.
Yeah, but he's a blocker, right? Like he's kind of your dog, like your bulldog kind of a tight end, kind of like what Horton was, right? But Horton was tall, right? Horton was 6'3", 6'4".
no.
I want to
I
say.
can Google that.
I don't think he was
That's what I thought
tall.
we had a producer for, but
Yeah, it does it too.
Wow. Gotta look up retired players at this point. Come on.
Horton was 6'4", 255.
There you go.
No way.
Yeah.
So Holden Stays. I don't think, based on what I've read and seen, I'm not sure he's as much of a blocker as what Horton was, but he's definitely more of a passing game guy. He doesn't have a ton of stats, but he did have some huge games for both the places he played at with Tennessee and Notre Dame against some big time competition. So I'm with Brandon. I'm with you. It's not going to bother me if one plays more than the other one, if they deserve to play that way. So I think both of them are studs. And I think that, this position could be incredibly important, or because of the next three positions we're going to talk about, it may not matter at all. So we'll see.
Hold on. Can I add one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that they love to do offensively is run out of the 11 package, one running back, one tight end. One of the issues they really had late down the stretch was they'd have to bring in a second tight end, and they'd have to run out of the 12 package. That really makes it so much more obvious that you're going to run, and it really limited some of the exposure. So really the focus on the blocking tight end, I think, ends up really, being probably the difference maker.
Yeah. All right. This could be another debate here. And another one that I don't really care who comes out of it, but yeah, it's slot receiver or wide receiver 3. I've got Tyler Morris, the transfer from Michigan, slotting in there, but again, could be Mekhi Jackson out of App State. Maybe Mekhi Jackson moves over and plays behind Cooper or with Cooper at wide receiver 2. What do we think at the slot there?
I think wide receiver 2, which would be the Y receiver, Seth?
Yeah, the slot's a
Yes.
Z receiver.
Yeah,
receiver.
slot Z. I think it's Tyler Morris. What? Just look up Tyler Morris, Alabama, if you just want to get hype, right? Tyler Morris. I think he has to put up the numbers and the measurables, but he also could be a combine guy. He is shifty. He is fast. He was in a great system at Michigan that utilized slot receivers. Look at Roman Wilson, who was a super disappointing rookie for the Steelers. But the Michigan has high level Z slot receivers, and that's what Tyler Morris is. Here's a hot take. You want a hot take? On February 27th, Tyler Morris could lead IU in catches. He
Ooh,
won't lead it in touchdowns. He won't lead it in yards. He could lead it in receptions.
could see that. So I want to pump
Who's the little
brakes.
small, little shifty guy for the Colts? I'm blanking.
Josh Downs.
Yeah, Tyler Morris could be a Josh Downs
Oh,
kind
God.
of.
He's so good.
He's so good.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think we need to, and maybe the entire listening audience, all 6 of you, need to kind of take this into consideration as well. There's not, outside of Surratt, honestly, there's no like standout wide receiver, at least based on the 1 year of Cignetti Shanahan that we've seen. That ball gets spread everywhere, even not just to Surratt. I mean, Surratt had a huge back end of the season, but I mean, Cooper was, you'd have a game where Cooper was your leading receiver. You had a game where Price was your leading receiver. You had a game where Cross was your leading receiver. You had Williams as a leading receiver. You had, everybody. So this may not really matter, and it doesn't matter. Honestly, it's just content at the end of February, but don't get too hung up on this stuff. Let's go to wide receiver 2. This is one of them that I thought was a pretty shoe-in position. And I've got Cooper there. Now that we talk about Mekhi Jackson being right
There we
as
go.
well, maybe. But from what I've seen, there was one depth chart I looked at. It was not Matt's. Had EJ Williams behind Omar, which makes more sense. I think he's probably, EJ being the one I'm talking about, probably the most underrated player on this entire roster. As far as people just checking him off is done. If he can stay healthy, when he has been healthy, he has been really good. Like, he's made some really good catches. He's made really good moves. He's gotten open deep. He's gotten open short. He's made acrobatic catches. He's just, I think he's a really good player. He just hasn't been able to stay on the field. So that being said, you think Mekhi is going to take Omar's spot?
I like him a lot. I love Mekhi Jackson so much. They're the same size profile. They're both 6 foot. They're both 200 pounds. And I think, again, consistency is going to be there. I love Omar, but he's either he's your fantasy player that'll give you 30 points or 3 points. And if Omar can find consistency, he has a Surratt ceiling. But I honestly think we're going to see a Price and Cross mix with Omar and Mekhi in 2025, and which is great because if you can just keep rotating those guys out, that is powerful. That is really, really powerful.
And this goes back to what I was just saying. We didn't really have a true slot receiver, right? When you think slot receiver at IU, you think what? Shane Wynn, you think the kid out of HSC or Fishers Harris. You think of those kind of, there you go, Jay Sean. You think of those kind of, little guys, little slot guys, right? I think maybe the closest thing we had to that was Keyshawn Williams. But he wasn't a slotted starter. He wasn't like somebody that was like, yep, there he is coming out here first play. There he is at the slot every game. No, it's not how it works. So I think you'll see, even if Cooper may not be in that Y position, maybe he's playing the Z position on this drive or on this particular play, right? So I think it'll be spread around. I think Cooper's a starter. I do, whether it's inside or outside. I mean, hell, when we first recruited him and he committed, I think slot receiver was a position of consideration for him as well. So we'll see how it plays out. I don't think it really matters.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I think this is a very top heavy. I would love to add a piece or two.
That was my next question. At the end of this little thing,
add a piece or two, maybe a guy who knows he's buried, and I mean he'll be buried here too. But like, I don't know, because again, I think we have a legit too deep. I think, but I would, if you look again, Peegs does a great job. They have a scholarship distribution chart. And it's a little one-sided on the upperclassmen. So
there's a lot of freshmen in this position, a lot of them. And then you've got people like Charlie Becker as a redshirt sophomore.
That's your boy.
Redshirt sophomore.
6'4".
Love Charlie Becker. Love him. Scored 1 touchdown last year on the ground.
End around,
Landed it.
right? End around.
Yep. So
Or
yeah,
was it a
wide
little
receiver
screen?
one.
Was it an end
No, it
around
was
or
a little
screen?
end. I was gone. I was in the car. I think this was against like Western Illinois. I was on my way home listening to it, and I believe it was like an end around, like a little
I think.
what do you call it? Little jet sweep. Little
Mhm.
jet sweep. So yeah, Elijah Surratt, obviously wide receiver 1. Behind him, if you don't play Mekhi Jackson in the slot, maybe he's behind Cooper. So does that bump EJ Williams up? Charlie Becker, as we just talked about, is an obvious option. Does Davion Chandler see the field in a meaningful role? Is he going to be an absolute dynamite freshman? Don't know. I think he'll see some games. Do you see LeBron Bond? We didn't even talk about him. He could see some stuff in the slot as well. We've heard some really good things about him coming in from high school. Again, I don't think he likes to play freshman. I think he said that in press conferences before. If he's going to play freshman, they have to show it on the practice field and show the production. But we'll see how that plays out. I don't think we need to talk wide receivers anymore. This is the one I think I'm interested in, why Brandon has such a problem with picking the starter at running back. But let's talk running backs. I think it's a shoe-in. But, yeah, what do you got?
Really?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Roman Hemby's done it. He's done it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done it. And I
But-
think he's going
but-
to do it again.
But, like, didn't we last year, we didn't know how it was going to shake out. Why him over BB? Why?
I think you've seen it in the top level. And now, Grant, you've watched enough Maryland football, right? We've all chosen to watch enough Maryland football to know that they're probably the most inconsistent offense in the entire conference.
Billy Edwards is the truth.
Yeah. Oh, get out of here. I'm just talking about you've got running backs like Roman Hemby as a freshman who ran for nearly 1,000 yards, and then you're going to continue to swap him out with multiple other trash running backs, right? That either transfer in or transfer out. Some massive big fat guy that was playing with him one time. Like, I don't think Maryland used him right at all, other than his freshman year. I think he's a stud, like an absolute stud, like all Big Ten level worthy stud. Like, I think he's that good. I think BB's very good. I do. I don't think he's a senior, is he? I think he's a junior.
Yeah.
So if we don't see it this year, maybe we see it next year. I'm with you. I think this is a Lawton. Why am I blanking on it right now?
Is
Ellison?
Kobe,
Ellison.
don't sleep on Kobe Martin.
Don't sleep on Kobe
Mm.
Martin. Mm-mm.
He got
Friend of the
playing,
show, Kobe Martin.
He got playing time as a true freshman.
Yeah.
That straight up does not happen. It does not happen. And he got run. He got some major run. It would not surprise me to see him playing significant snaps.
And Kalon's back, right?
I think Kalon will be Kalon. I think
Yeah.
he's still kind of
Maybe a good third down out of the backfield kind of guy. A little.
but
catch
so
out of
can
the
Roman
backfield.
Hemby. Hemby can catch. BB can catch. I don't know. We never
Mhm.
saw Martin. We didn't see Martin catch. I just think he's kind of your victory cigar.
Yeah.
That's no knock on him, but honestly, I have Black slated as 4. I know you didn't go that far, but I have BB Hemby 1A 1B. Literally, it could change game by game, quarter by
Yeah.
quarter, drive by drive, and then I have Kobe Martin. I think it is going to be a 3-headed beast. This is the position group I'm most excited for the entire spring and fall camp.
Yeah.
I
I'm
do
a
think
big
it's more. I
believer
think
in
it's more wide open than you think. I know you're ready to write in pen Roman Hemby. I'm not. I think it's more wide open than you think.
What was it? Erasable pen. Remember erasable pens? I don't think they make those anymore.
Stupid.
This would be more like an erasable pen because I'd be okay. I'd be all right if it was an Ellison Lawton thing again. But do I think that Hemby it has all Big Ten possibility talent? Yes, I do. 100%.
Did Ellison make honorable mention all Big Ten, or did he get off?
He better have made.
I don't
something.
think he did. I don't think he did.
I think they spread it around too much. not too much, but for him to get one, I think between those two running backs, I mean, honestly, I think Lawton looked just as good, if not better. I mean, Lawton looked great against Notre Dame.
Yeah. Lawton looked great against Ohio State.
Against Ohio State as well. Yeah. So it just, I don't know. It's just a good 1-2 punch. So next one's pretty easy, I think. Quarterbacks, the room has wiped out. There's nobody left from last year. The Tyler Cherry thing is
probably not.
I don't think so. The Tyler Cherry thing's interesting. Technically not on the team, but still with the team.
I didn't know it was a thing. It's kind of BS often, or teams can do this, but
yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
NIL exists, I guess scholarships are less important. I don't know. It's weird. He's not on the roster. He's
No.
straight up.
And Fernando has his number. Fernando Mendoza has 15.
Yeah, so like it's a gray shirt situation. I thought that only existed at like military schools. It's weird, but
I think it's a bad enough injury where this may be a Ja'Kai Newton situation with the basketball team where maybe he doesn't see the field ever. We'll see. I mean,
it's a Mendoza sandwich, right? It's
Mendoza on top, Mendoza on the bottom, a little Garrett Wilson as the meat in between. Grant Wilson, sorry. Just what I mean,
So
I haven't really seen Wilson play, but he's got a ton of experience, and that's a great backup.
Dude might be 30. Have you listened to any of the Fernando Mendoza content out there?
No,
I know you don't. I actually listened to the Hysterics episode and just for him, but he was on the Hoosier Connect. He was on the Hoosier Connect one as well.
That's the one I meant to watch. I haven't watched it yet,
and it's really good. He's so well spoken, like he. And that doesn't. I guess it does matter. Doesn't matter. Who knows? And he has such specific goals. And he's so self-aware. I went on this tangent on my solo pod, so people don't need to hear it again. But if you get a chance, I know you guys listen to other pods. You don't just listen to us. I know. Go listen to the Hoosier Connect episode with the Nandalorian, and because he's impressive and. I can't wait. I haven't been this excited for a quarterback since probably second year Penix.
Hold on. Can I throw a couple things at you here?
Yeah.
Obviously he had really good stats at Cal, 3,000 yards. He only threw 6 interceptions on the year.
He was sacked a million times.
41 times.
Yeah.
For a total loss of
235
yards.
Yeah.
So, again, when he made the right quick decision, good things happened, but a lot of times had to hold on to the ball, struggled with blocking. His leading receiver was a tight end, 56 receptions, 263 yards, does not use running backs very often. So that, again, another area I would like to see a little bit of improvement, less sacks. And I think an easy way to do that is, again, relying on the tight end, relying on the running backs as safety valves in the passing game.
I don't know how much research you've done into that, but Cal's offensive line is like historically bad. Like the guy was literally, most of his rushing attempts came from just trying to save himself.
41 of the 87 rushes were sacks. Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. And the guy, and again, they're very much down. Like Cal's not in a good spot. I mean, there's a reason why he bolted out of there, but I think that, does he throw to the running back because it's a system thing? Does he throw to the tight end because it's a system, or doesn't throw to the running back? Does he throw to the tight end because of a system thing? Maybe their wide receivers are trash. Now he's going to walk in and he'll have an all-American wide receiver. He'll have, a couple of possible all Big Ten wide receivers and the other ones and pros.
Coogan and Carter Smith, he will now have blocking for him.
Yeah, you've got blocking. You've got, and you saw that literally last year with Rourke. I mean, Rourke was rarely sacked. And then you've got, two badass tight ends and really good running backs. So maybe I'm pretty sure, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Cal's running back kind of stunk, right?
Ott was supposed to be the big dog, but he only
Yeah.
averaged 3.3 yards per carry. And then I'm blanking on his first. Javion Thomas ended up being the go-to back for the majority of the season. Had like 6
Yeah.
yards per carry.
I'm pretty sure Ott was like a preseason Heisman candidate.
I don't think he was Heisman, but he was like a Doak Walker candidate. Yeah, the running back.
He was
yeah.
like supposed to be an incredible running back, but I think that all comes down to that offensive line, Seth. I think they were just awful.
Yeah, Ott had run for 1,300 yards the previous year, 12 touchdowns. I mean, the guy he'd run for over 2,300 yards in his freshman and sophomore years.
Yeah. Where's he at now? He goes to the NFL.
That's what I'm Googling right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take a minute while he's doing that, and then we'll come back. We'll find out where Jordan Ott or whatever his name is, and then we'll do some randos and sack and get out of here. This episode is brought to you by your go-to expert in the Indiana real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier country, Garrett Lawton with True Blood Real Estate is the agent that you need. He's not just a real estate agent, he's a Hoosier fan just like you. And Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis and everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes the buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call at 317-410-8851 or visit his website at lawton-realty.com. Okay, we're back. Time for everybody's favorite part of the podcast, the Brando. Oh wait, no. Where's Ott? Where's Ott at?
It looks like he's going back to Cal. He was hurt most of the season for an ankle injury, and so that's going to cause him to come back. I don't know.
Run it back.
There's not a lot of details on him. Just listed as a senior on the Cal team.
Moving on. Okay, thank you for your research. Brando,
what would we do without him? First rando. What would we do without him?
No idea.
Man, so my first question is just about what I see the last few years, the emphasis of early enrollees. And we've talked about it before, but like a lot of this freshman class, and it seems to be common now that people are foregoing their spring semester of senior year high school. If you two were top end, not only say top end, but if you guys were Power 4 conference players, are you skipping your spring senior year to go to school or to start your football career in college?
Now or when we were in high school?
Now. Okay, no. When you were in high school. When you were in high school. Not me. I had so much freaking fun.
I wasn't getting. We also weren't going to get paid. These dudes are getting paid now, right? As soon as they step on that campus, there's your NIL package. Boom, here's your money. And if you're an absolute stud recruit, here's your Ferrari as well, and your on-campus house.
I'm almost the exact opposite. In 2004, get me on campus, get me out of high school. I'm bored as shit.
Keep me in school. It's fun.
Dude, school is
nowadays,
so fun.
I want to wait. I want to stick around. I know the money's coming. I can wait a couple more months.
Nah.
So it's Seth. Did your team get any recruits at all?
No, I haven't. Not one that I'm like, yay about.
But anyway, I was just wanting to have a jab there. Are you also seeing this trend? Like, you follow other teams like Clemson and Oregon closer than I do. Are they also seeing this early enrollee trend? Because I mean, I'm only looking at IU and this.
Oh yeah, this is very commonplace. I mean, at all of the major Power 5 schools, this is the expectation, is that you get on campus as soon as possible. That way they're able to get the hooks in you and you're not able to be recruited away from other schools. Because right now, that's the other thing, is you got to worry about, players still getting recruited if they're not on campus. If they're in, crimson and cream, football gear, you can't be coming after him from Wisconsin. You can't be coming after him from Michigan. So there is absolute vitality to getting him on campus, because then that's when the kind of capsule, starts. It's like you can't get, you got to make a serious move now if you're going to get out of here. It's not just I've changed my mind. like some of the guys do.
Yeah. The last question here, because it is February 27th. So we don't need to make this a 4-hour long pod. How can people, BB, Omar, Mekhi Jackson, Holden Stays, can they solidify themselves in spring? Or is this really just kind of what you said, a first glimpse of the offense? This is a run routes. This is basically a summer session-esque run through. Or is this an actual spring camp?
Both. I think that it's kind of like a fun version of serious football, if that makes sense. Because I feel like Cignetti is not, he doesn't let people take a day off. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be like, oh, it's spring practice, you guys don't have to practice hard. No, if you want to play, as we saw with Donovan McCulley, you got to go out there day one of spring practice and show it. I mean, because he was talking shit about McCulley since day one.
Yep.
Since he walked in the press conference, naming him by name, saying, there's some guys that need to step it up in practice, blah, 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 blah. Who is it? Oh, it's Donovan McCulley. He's been talked to. We talked to him. He's doing better. And then he comes back out again and he's like, you need to step it up. Like, dude, it's May. Like, what are you talking about?
Because he's a psychopath.
No.
He is a psychopath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I think you're wrong. It's because, hold on, look at this. Quarterback transfer, running back transfer, wide receiver 3 transfer, tight end transfer, center, right guard, right tackle, transfer. You have to get every single snap, every single rep to mesh these guys together. There has to be an intensity day one of spring camp. There cannot be any holding back. There can't be, let's see how things come together. Oh, maybe we'll mesh. No, it's got to be that psychotic day one, flip a switch. Holy shit, let's gel. There can't be there's no reason for delay.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And I think it's honestly coach dependent. Would have been my answer. With Cignetti, I think he's an absolute psychopath. And I think it's like that. I think with probably more
Allen.
play. I think Tom Allen tried to be a psychopath, but he can't. Like, he wanted it to be like, you practice in March, like you practice in August. And everyone's like, okay, Tom. Like, okay. Right. But, I think Norvell, right? I think Cristobal. I think,
you didn't say Norvell's name long enough. He has 11 L's in his last name. So you have to
Norvell. Luke Fickell. I think there are like fun, like smart minds. Like, let's put in the trick plays in spring camp. I don't know this. This is me totally projecting and assuming. I think it depends on, like, Dabo Sweeney is like, he's a guy that takes spring practice.
Really, I was going to say the complete opposite. I was just thinking of Dabo being like, I bet Dabo thinks spring practice is just a joke.
I don't know. He also, I just think Dabo's weird.
That's
Dabo's
true.
But like Harbaugh probably takes spring practice super seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
I think it just depends on the coach, depends on the culture of the program. So I don't think there's enough sample size to know which one works or doesn't work. I think it's all situational. But I do think Cignetti will take these next 4 weeks, 6 weeks, extremely serious.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Cool. Seth, your sack?
All right, let me reach in my sack. I'll go first to the low-hanging fruit. Let's do an over-under IU football players to be drafted this year. We're going to set it at 1.5.
Under.
Over.
So the Curtis Rourke, that's where we're drawing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just think he's just not going to be able to do anything, and that's
From a testing perspective,
that's
right?
tough.
Yeah.
And is he even going to be healthy? Everyone, his agent, he's going to say, I'm going to be healthy by July. But no,
Of course.
that team's not going to, in my mind, put draft capital in that. He'll be an unsigned free agent until about June when he does get his medicals that say, yeah, I'm healthy now. Like, cool. Come to the Saints.
All right. I asked this question in the guys group earlier, and I'm going to ask it here as well. I'm going to make sure I'm trying to word it correctly this time. So the way that second place is determined now, in the previous years, I mean, obviously before the the tournament style. You could, a lot of times the second place team in the final rankings ended on a win. They won the Orange Bowl or something against, Butt Jammer Tech, and great. But now, the second place team at the end of the season ends up, getting their ass kicked in the national championship game. And all of a sudden there's like a letdown. Is ending the season in second place now better or worse than it was before? Because now you're ending on a loss. Is that different? Does it mean less? What does second place mean now?
I think this might be one of your silliest questions. It absolutely is, I think, better if you lose on a loss, because then your entire pitch is, if you were on our team, we would have won. You're the missing piece.
I got him. Ready? How do you feel, Seth? How do you think Purdue feels from last year in basketball? You guys think you finished second in the country?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You just answered your own question. You feel like you finished as the second best team in the country last year, and that was an ass whooping. No offense.
No, that's the easy parallel to what I just said. Yeah. I get it. But what if we had won the NIT and finished ranked second to the NCAA champion? I'm supposed to feel better about that?
I mean, I think you could feel good about winning an NIT. I mean, it's some schools can feel good about that. I mean, I remember when we were in that final. I can't remember when that was, 2016, 17, something like that. Maybe even before that, maybe 2015. No, it had to have been after that. 2015, 16, somewhere in there. IU was in there. And I was like, I don't really care about this game. I watched it, but it was like, whatever. If we win the NIT, we win the NIT. But no, I think losing in a national championship, especially now, and Brandon, I think maybe you were getting to that point, or maybe I was so excited my ADHD was kicking in and I just needed to get my point in. But you went through a tournament of the best teams in the country.
Yep.
And you finished second to the best team in the country. Like, you've proven that you've beaten these other teams along the way. So I think that, I think that's the best way to determine.
I think the players feel great. I think the coaches like, oh, that sucks. We obviously got so close. We wanted to win it, but then it makes recruiting like, hey,
see, at first this really hurt, and now it just sounds like you guys are jealous of our national runner-up from last year, and now I'm kind of okay with it. So, all right.
Shut up. We've never been jealous of Purdue in their history.
All right. My last thing is Jaden Ott is still on Cal. He famously or virally or whatever posted on Twitter right after Fernando Mendoza announced his transfer. He did the Wolf of Wall Street "I'm not leaving" clip as his I'm sticking around. And then another thing I just found is apparently Cal Berkeley fans have changed Chapel Roan's "Hot to Go" song to "Ought to Go," which that also sounds like horrible. It's like, yeah, you ought to go to the portal and get to a better university.
She spells hot HOTTOGO. So are they saying
OTTTOGO? That's a lot of T's, dude. Yeah,
a lot of T's and a lot of L's. Not in that song, but overall.
That's it. That's all my sack.
All right. Cool. That's it. This is a great time to get back together at the end of February.
I haven't seen you guys in so long, and then you're about to see me so much in March.
Oh yeah, so much in March, and then we're in the middle of planning a 40th birthday party with Seth, where we're going away for a few days.
I'm so pumped for that pool. I may not leave the pool.
That's gonna be.
It's bi-week bonanza. It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna bring a raft, and then I may just sleep on it and never leave the pool.
Okay, I guess we get one more bed now. So if any random comes in, there we go.
Yeah, Nathan. Hey, just so you know, most of our boys trips / this birthday getaway are all planned around IU football in my schedule. So that's why we're doing it when we're doing it, because that's the first bye week of the season. So there you go. But it's not about me. It's about Seth. This one is. Even though my house.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
My house won.
Yeah, we don't even go to my destination. I love that. Great.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Fremont, Indiana. Sorry.
Hey, it's Angola, technically.
Even worse.
All right.
house was cool.
The house is dope, and we may still go there. We'll see. I don't know. Does not have an indoor pool though, like this other one, and it's not walking distance away from
The beach.
Say that
The beach?
the beach, the
Lake
beach.
Michigan.
and breweries and
Yes.
stuff.
Casinos.
Casinos.
Casinos. Yes.
Dispies.
Well, that's the part I was going to say. Yeah. All right. See you later. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.